So this whole talk about Spider-Man not winning Game of the Year and Baldur's Gate being like a lame game that doesn't deserve it needs to be addressed because I was going to do the same thing. I was going to make another video raging and laughing that Spider-Man didn't win. But I didn't need to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I played Spider-Man 2. I beat it, almost got the platinum, but I decided to stop because I have other stuff to play. Right? It's an easy platinum. I just don't have the time. Plus I got back into Monster Hunter. That's another video for another day. Anyways, I know why people wanted this game to win Game of the Year. I understand why people thought this game was going to win Game of the Year. I truly do. I know why you have that expectation. First and foremost, it met every expectation you wanted from a sequel. As soon as Spider-Man Miles Morales came out, you were like, dude, I can't wait for the second game. Then the trailers came out and we were like, they're doing everything right. Give me that chef's kiss on top of a cherry cake. I don't care. It was the trailers looked fantastic. Then the game came out. And again, it met every expectation. It was great. It even exceeded some of the expectations I had. I'm not gonna lie. Having Lizard in the game was a fantastic surprise for me. I didn't think they were gonna put him in there, but he's in there. And also beating up MJ. Listen, I hate MJ as a character thanks to the comic and thanks to every form of media she's ever been, movies and TV show. I hate MJ, and having to just whoop her butt for once out of all the stuff she put Peter through, that was kind of cathartic to me. I liked it. Not that I'm a woman beater, but she has superpowers, so, it was. Now, back to the talking. That surprised me. I enjoyed that part of the game, and to be honest, if I had to rate this game, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it's 9 out of 10. But first, I have to pause it there and talk about Baldur's Gate. The winner. The reason why it won. The reason why it toppled Spider-Man. The reason why people who play both games, or just Baldur's Gate, or is in tune or plugged into game media as a whole, not just the superhero genre or the shooter genre, right? You knew Baldur's Gate was going to win. For a couple of reasons. But first and foremost, the most important one is that when Baldur's Gate came out, no one thought, no one knew, no one suspected that a game about Dungeons and Dragons, because that's what Baldur's Gate IP is based off, Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop dice roll DM having game, is gonna be this good. And it was straight quality. It was straight goodness. I can tell you from experience, from playing it, that I'm mad I played it on the P5. I should have got that for the PC. I should have got that for the PC. In fact, my wife, this is a true story, my wife upgraded her PC simply so she can play Baldur's Gate on the PC undeterred. Spider-Man won't make me do that. I play in a P5, perfectly enough, I don't care. Sure, I would like some mods, but no. Perfectly enough, I don't care. That's massive, right? To upgrade your setup for a game, that's amazing. Now I know that's a personal pool, right? That's my personal experience watching the people around me play this game, hyping it up. Alright, fine, but I still played it myself. And one thing I would love to say is that I got lost in the story. I got lost in the sauce. I played the game longer than I needed to. I did every side quest I could possibly find. And then to realize I kind of chopped off half of the people I was supposed to keep alive. Excuse me? As a player, not knowing what to expect, and learning later on that you miss certain characters that change the game, give you completely different dialogue trees, also quest lines, simply because you kill some early game characters, that is massive. That's a reason to go back and play the game. But I can't say that for Spider-Man. I don't have a reason to go back to Spider-Man. Though I enjoyed it, I love the West scene, I love the combat, I don't have a reason to go back. The game is played one way. Sure, the way you engage with combat is different, but the game has one story, one end, one form of cutscenes that always play the same way, and that's about it. Does it feel good to play? Absolutely. Do I feel fantastic? The unlockables, flawless. Absolutely flawless. But once you've seen it all, there ain't nothing else you can be surprised by. And that's not the case for Baldur's Gate. Listen to me. You have the good route, the savior of the land. And then you have the dark urge, which is basically you being a secret murderer for a demon god. Okay, cool. Those two playthroughs are vastly different in and of themselves. But the way you move through those playthroughs, each one has such a myriad of ways to engage right? You can change your own class. You can change someone else's class. You can do a class. You can kill certain people you don't need to. You can keep people alive if you don't need to. There's a way to cheese the system so you can actually keep a character with you even though they're supposed to be dead. There is so much depth to this game, and this is the thing I want to say, right? Baldur's Gate is an excellent game. Note that I did not say perfect. This thing is still glitchy. This thing is still janky. This thing still needs improvement. This game still, to this day, is getting patched out and improved by the devs. They know that this thing's a mess. And of course it's a mess. Like, hear me out. There's like 4 million moving pieces in this game in total. And all those million of pieces need to interact with the rest of it. So of course there's gonna be some janks, some glitches, some unforeseen consequences. I remember there was this boss, right? This giant metal iron piece of crap. He stopped taking damage after a while. I thought I was messing up. I thought I was doing everything wrong. And then it turns out I just needed to reset the game. Sure, I lost some progress, but since I can autosave everything, I tend to do that all the time. But still, that was a bit annoying to waste 20 minutes of my life knowing I just need to restart because this is a bug. And I still think this game deserves the Game of the Year over Spider-Man. Many people have dealt with the same issue I'm speaking. It's not just me. Many people have dealt with this issue where the thing is bugged, you need to reset, retrack your step, load an earlier save, and then try again because that's how buggy this thing is. And it's still a great game. Despite that, back to Spider-Man. I love everything about this game. Music, web swinging feels fantastic. Boss fights, cinematic as cake, like pound cake of goodness, right? I'm not gonna really spoil anything with Venom. Obviously, people already know he's in the game. Obviously, the symbiote, but I'm not gonna do anything of that. I'm just gonna spoil the earlier fights. But still, God, I love it. Right? The story writing here is fantastic. It's beautiful. The way we get into Peter and his mess of a life, and MJ and Aunt May with his relationship with Miles, and Miles trying to keep up and also be a supportive part. That's fantastic. I love it. This, to be honest, this is the realist interpretation of a man trying to do his best as a hero while trying not let the people around him down. He feels the weight of responsibility, right? This is why I personally say Peter Parker is going to be forever a better interpretation and a better hero than Batman. Because Batman has his money. Batman just has his money to fall back on. So that's why he can be Batman all the time. Peter Parker has to dance between real life, real responsibility, and superhero life. That's one thing I will forever give Peter Parker. His props. Right? And even if the game, Spider-Man 2, shows that and does a really good job in laying down the framework of what his mentality is, what his life is, the mess that it is, Baldur's Gate beats it when it comes to story. And if you didn't play it, you wouldn't understand. And I don't blame you. I truly don't. It's something you need to experience. But every chapter, right? Every location, every character, and every job has its own, and I mean this, has its own rich, detailed lore and events that can play out, that can change the meaning behind them. And I know that sounds weird, but just think about it. You know Metal Gear. Right? Let's say Metal Gear Phantom Pain. You know how the game allows you to tackle that which way you want? It's the same thing with Baldur's Gate and how you interact with the storyline. The character you bring, the class you are, your dice roll, unless you're safe scumming, then by all means do what you want. The traits you have. Like, if I am a dumb brute, right, I will never get the smart guy option ever in my campaign. That's one thing that people forget about. That, like, literally, your background determines on how smart you could be or how clever you are in the game. That's fantastic. And trying to find a balanced build actually locks you away from some dialogue options, from some options in general. If I suck at talking to people, I can't convince some people to kill themselves for me. That is true. That is an actual fact. If I suck, or I'm just playing the game straightforward and not safe scumming, I can actually fail in trying to get some bosses to do me a favor and just do it themselves for me. Like, that's an actual thing that can happen in the game. Spider-Man doesn't have that. Spider-Man just doesn't have that. Now, one last thing that, like, literally, if you didn't believe me now, first, if you made it this far in the video, thank you by all means. Hit me with the subscribe, like, comment, share the video, whatever you want. But anyways, hear me out, right? When Baldur's Gate came out, for the first 2 weeks, that's all I heard about. That's what I heard about. But what really flinches it, and it's a no-brainer that this game won Game of the Year, is When other companies are mad at your game for being so good that their games are now expected to meet the bar or even exceed it, that's when I know we have a very special moment in gaming or in media in general. When other companies are like, hey yo, this game had a lot of time and funding, and the devs themselves will be like, dude, we're broke. What are you talking about? We just did our best. We set out to do a good game and we made a good game. That's when you know you have a problem on your hands. That your little competition is complaining about how good it is, right? And this happened already once before in recent memory. Elden Ring came out and people were pissed that that game was doing the numbers it were. Ubisoft devs were like, hey yo, what are you guys talking about? That's not supposed to be good. Please don't buy this game. It's not that good. Please. They try to downplay Elden Ring because it was so good doing numbers and it just was a perfect game at the time. Well, it's still a perfect game, to be honest. I love Elden Ring. I mean, I beat it, but check it out. That's what Baldur's Gate 3 did. It made that moment in gaming happen again. It made where people were salty about how good a game is again. Spider-Man didn't do that. Spider-Man didn't shake the landscape. Spider-Man was a fantastic game. It was good, right? Spider-Man did not revolutionize superhero games. You know what superhero game did? Batman Arkham City. That one pushed the envelope. In fact, because of Batman Arkham City, we got Spider-Man the way it is today. We know that for a fact. Like, you can look at these two games and be like, yeah, I can see it. I can see the evolution. Spider-Man didn't do much after that. It's sharp, it's polished, it's sharp, it's beautiful, it's crisp. This game is perfect. I'm a comic book fan. I love Spider-Man. I love what is going on here. But I can admit that Baldur's Gate revolutionized turn-based tabletop RPGs as a whole for the next couple generations. Games are going to be compared to this. Games are going to be measured to this game, right? It took a niche, and I'm going to say this, a niche genre in gaming and made it mainstream. It took a niche corner of gaming and made it mainstream, much like Elden Ring did, much like Dark Souls did. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why it won Game of the Year. That's why it deserves it. Now, am I mad that Spider-Man didn't win a single award this year? Kind of. I'm not gonna lie, kind of. But in all honesty, this year in gaming has been pretty good. We had some pretty good contenders. Armored Core, yo. Lies of P, yo. Zelda, Mario. Like, we had good games this year. A lot of good games this year. Sea of Stars, yo. I don't know if I can tackle that game on my channel without doing it justice. But either way, that's why Spider-Man did not win Game of the Year. Doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means some other games did different things that pushed it over the edge. This has been Definitely Not a Box. If you like what I said, if you agree, if you disagree, hit me with a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Give me that HBO special, hit me with the sub. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, give me a thumbs down. But whatever you do, make sure you have a good day on purpose. And I'll catch you on the next one.